How you doing?
Yeah. When they laminate it, they curve the screws. I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that. Yep. Hey, Don, how are you?
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
We went to dessert. It's really weird because
cake left over, and if you want seconds or thirds, help yourself. And if you miss the coffee, it's over here on the wall. Jump up and get another piece of cake, otherwise I got to eat it all.
You still figuring out how to work that? Yeah. Oh, you're recording. Okay. We got more cameras here. It looks good. All right.
Okay, we can get started. I'm going to read this because at my age I didn't get it all up here memorized, so I'm going to have to read it. First of all, good afternoon to everybody here. And before we get started, Judy, I do have one little favor. If you could save me a piece of the chocolate under your regional headquarters in Atlanta, I am very pleased and honored to have you all here with us today and to present the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award to one of our respected colleagues. Before I begin, however, though, I would like to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Dick's family for hosting this presentation today. Widely considered one of the most prestigious awards the FAA issues to pilots. It specifically recognizes aviators who contributed over 50 years of piloting aircraft safely. Their careful dedication, steadfast professionalism, technical expertise, and outstanding, invaluable contributions in the field of aviation safety have been invaluable to the furthering of the mission and the goals of the Federal Aviation Administration.
Wow.
The award itself is, of course, named after brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright.
I met them once.
Don't be showing your age just yet. The designers and builders of the pilots of the world's first powered airplane, the famous Wright Flyer, which flew at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, in 1903. You weren't around then. Presentation of this award is intended to recognize and celebrate the lifetime commitment and safety-conscious accomplishments of old and bold pilots such as Dick, who continuously present a positive image to the FAA and to aviation safety.
A positive image.
Positive image.
True. Good. That's me. I'm positive. I'm an image.
Well, let's talk about Dick's accomplishments, because there's quite a few. Dick was very fortunate to be born into an aviation family. His mom and dad owned Hitt Flying Service at the Tri-Cities Airport in Endicott, New York. Dick spent most of his time there at the facility where they operated the flight school and where they performed maintenance on many different types of airplanes. Eventually, Dick became a mechanic working for his dad, restoring airplanes, as well as working on AT-6s, an airplane his dad ferried to California. one of my favorite airplanes. A great day is about to happen in 1960. It's the 4th of July. One day Dick will never forget. Dick solos. And it's a Champ airplane.
Right, just like yours. Let's go fly.
Let's check the N number. It may be the one. Dick gets to fly all of his dad's airplanes. Boy, isn't that something great. Life gets very busy over the next few years for Dick, and then it's off to college. The Vietnam conflict is going on at that time, and Dick enlists in the National Guard to serve his country for the next several years. After receiving his honorable discharge, he flies co-pilot building time with his father, who is a corporate pilot. Dick then accepts a position as a flight instructor in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Something good is about to happen to our aviator.
I didn't know you knew that.
Dick meets...
That was before I got married. Oh, her too, yes.
Thought he got his ear rating.
Dick and Judy become man and wife. More good news. Judy lets Dick continue to fly. Dick continues flying. Dick earns his commercial certificate, his instrument rating, and his ATP. Dick continues through the 70s and 80s, flying a variety of aircraft, to include Piper Aztecs, Piper Navajos, Beech Barons, King Airs, and then he moves into the jet age, Learjets and Cessna Citations.
And Saberliners.
And Saberliners. Sorry, I missed that one. Then Dick flies a Bell 47 helicopter. Taking his life in his own hands there. Dick and Judy are very lucky to have access to a Piper Cub and a Great Lakes biplane that they get to fly together and just having fun. While doing all this flying, Dick and Judy now have 3 little boys. A full house, you might say. Dick realized that he would like to spend more time with his family, and a career change is about to happen. Dick accepts a position with the FAA as an aviation safety inspector at the Allegheny FSDO in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He becomes a safety program manager, conducting safety seminars for general aviation community. In 1991, Dick, Judy, and family moved to South Carolina. Now we benefit. Dick now works at the Columbia FSDO here in Columbia as the safety program manager. Dick continues to conduct the safety seminars for the general aviation community, and he also oversees a number of air carrier operator certificates. Dick becomes the owner of our beautiful Piper Pacer, which he still owns today, and is outside the hangar here at White Plains. That airplane looks new to me. Dick is now retired and spends many of his days here at the hangar, although on Mondays he's usually with the Romeo group having breakfast down at Kmart. Dick, we applaud all your accomplishments.
Thank you. Thank you.
I may have missed a few, but all we have to do is come to the hangar here someday and have a little hangar chat, and we'll get the rest of them. But the award I am about to present today to our distinguished aviator is a stylish commemorative wooden plaque that certifies the recognition and is personally signed by our former administrator, Randy Babbitt. A distinctive gold lapel pin signifying 50 years of accident and incident-free flight operations. A stick pin similar in design to the lapel pin is also provided for Judy in recognition of her faithful support during this whole episode. And finally, Dick, in lasting tribute, your name is going to be recorded in the honor roll in a leather-bound book presently on display at FAA headquarters in Washington, D.C. And I am pleased to report that you will hold scroll number 14, representing the state of South Carolina on the honor roll. And by the way, you are the first resident of Lexington to be so honored.
Great.
And Judy, would you come up here with Dick, please? Sure. Dick, it is my pleasure to present you with the plaque that dedicates 50 years of safe free flying.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Where's our photographer? Let's get a picture for Phil. Wait a minute.
Look like a politician.
Wait a minute. Here we go. All right. You see that?
Very nice.
Very nice. Thank you.
And we also have the lapel pin for you, Dick.
Ah, thank you.
And we have the stick pin for Judy.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very nice.
Beautiful. Also, there is a special ceremony for Dick and Judy that will be held in February next month at the Airports Commission's Conference over in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So you're going to get it again.
Ah, good. Good.
Thank you again, and now, before you all get up here, I'm going to get a piece of that chocolate
Wait.
cake.
Family.
Oh, yeah. And also, I would like to, if anybody from Dick's family would like to come up and say something, why don't you come on up?
Right here I am.
Oh, should I or not?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'm good.
In 1999, the South Carolina Aviation Association selected Dick for the South Carolina Aviator of the Year. He was also inducted into the South Carolina Aviation Hall of Fame. Now, those are two life-changing awards, and Dick used this analogy to describe how he felt. He said, "Once you become a pickle, you can never be a cucumber again." Well, Dick, now you have the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award, so what are you now? We know he's not a cucumber. He's not really a pickle anymore either.
I'm a sweet pickle.
So I thought about it, and I finally came up with this. You must be one of those whole pickles that's found in the special refrigerated section of the grocery store. So congratulations, Dick, on becoming a dill pickle.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any other family people here who want to?
You're in trouble now.
This is my son Matthew, who drove down here from Louisville to be here today.
One of my very earliest flying memories was when I was very young, and I believe we're on the King Air, but I'm not sure. And Dad allowed me to sit on his lap up in the pilot seat and let me fly the airplane. And I didn't take the yoke, and I think I turned us about 90 degrees off horizontal. But it was exciting, but it was also very special that he was able to share that kind of experience with me. And that's what really defines his whole career in flying, enabling other people to do well in what they enjoy doing. And he does a very good job at it, and I'm very proud of him. And I certainly appreciate that this has been able to happen today. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you here in line too?
I'm in line too.
This is my son Adam, who I also am equally proud of. He lives in Irmo, but he's a sailor and he's on his boat a month and home a month. So he's home this month, much to my great gratification.
Thank you. My memories are very similar to Matt. I quickly learned growing up that we apparently didn't have the most normal childhood. I guess I thought it was normal for kids to take their family vacations in their jets with their father flying to Florida. And that's what people did. And I quickly found out that was certainly not the norm. But all growing up, we've had a lot of great experiences with Dad and his flying, and it's been a lot of fun sharing with him, and I can see why it's such a great joy for him. And unfortunately, I went the way of the water, but I can understand the joy of his flying as well. But definitely very proud of Dad. He's worked hard to get here. Definitely lot of achievements for him to be proud of, and I'm proud of him too.
And I'm proud of you, kiddo. Good job. Now, I'm supposed to say, does anybody else have anything they'd like to?
Does it have to be the truth, Dick?
No, I haven't heard a lot of the truth yet. So, thank you. I do have, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I made some notes. Judy reminded me this morning I should do this. I started typing, and then she made me stop to go to church, so I had to finish them off by hand out in the car a few minutes ago. So these are pretty much unthought out, okay? But I tried to think about what the last 50 years have been like, and I really don't think I can encapsulate it in 5 minutes. But I need to offer some thank yous, I think. First off, I wish my father was here today, because my father was my flight instructor and my mentor and my example. And it's due to him that I'm here today. Otherwise, who knows? I could have gone any crazy path, because when I was a kid, crazy paths were pretty... But also, my unlimited thanks to my wife, Judy. Through all of my absenteeism from the family, I had one job for 10 years where I was gone every single weekend. And every New Year's Day to April, I was in West Palm Beach. Well, she was up in Ohio shoveling snow. So I'd call her on the phone and she'd say, "How you doing?" I'd say, "I'm terrible. I got my head sunburned on the beach today." And she'd say, "You rat. And I hurt my back shoveling the driveway." And we did that for 10 years, and I think she was glad when I left that job. I had another job where I was always gone for a minimum of a week. I'd be home for a few days and gone for another week. And when we had babies, I'd tiptoe into the baby's bedroom and look at the baby in the crib, go to work, fly all day, come back, and tiptoe in at night and look at them again and make sure they were still there. But that was all I saw of them for a lot of years. When we had been married for 18 years, we got to take our very first planned vacation, because prior to that it had always been, well, if the airplane's going to be broke tomorrow, you might as well take a day's worth of vacation. And we did that forever and ever and ever, and that was my most memorable vacation, I believe. Judy raised our kids. She kept our house. She kept our cars in repair. She went to schools and met with the teachers. She paid the bills, and she tried to explain to the kids why their daddy was gone all the time. And I think she did a great job. Thank you. Sorry. And of course, I'm grateful to my 3 boys who put up with the dad who was always gone. We had 3 boys. All of them were Eagle Scouts. I'm really proud of that. One of my sons, Michael, died in an automobile accident. Of course, I was away at a school at the time. I was away at a lot of schools, probably more times than I want to count. But anyway, thanks to my boys, thanks to my wife. When I think about memories that I have from aviation, my mom and dad ran a little shop and flight school in New York State. My mother was the office girl, and my dad was the pilot and mechanic. It was in a Quonset. The front half was an office. My mother sat there and collected the money and made the customers feel good. And my dad sat in back and worked on airplanes and flew instruction when he could. And when the baby was born, when I was born, they brought me right home from the hospital to work, because neither of them could afford to take time off, and there was no place to put the baby, and there was no playpen. So there was I can remember it from years later, there was a white glass display case. It was all glass, had white wood on it. And they just shoved all the broken parts off to the side and put the baby in a display case. And somebody's calling me. No. And the baby stayed in a display case for months, and here I am. I'm still at the airport. I've never been able to get away.
Did you teeth on spark plugs?
I did. I gapped them. I have memories of, I had a job where I would fly to another city, pick up people, bring them back to Columbus, leave them there for a day or two, and then take them back home. So I was always empty going to the city, and then always empty coming home 2 or 3 days later. And so Judy and her friends always went with me, and I'd drop them off wherever I was, and they'd spend 2 or 3 days there shopping, and then I'd bring them back home again. She did that all the time. And I remember another job where I was flying a Learjet, where we had one set of grandparents in Columbus, Ohio, and another set of grandparents in Atlanta. And I flew the kids back and forth between grandparents on the weekends. And like Madam or Matt said, they thought that was pretty normal to go back to school and tell their third grade buddies they just went to Atlanta on their dad's Learjet. But that was pretty special. Every January, February, March, I spent in Palm Beach. I remember my dad worked for Mohawk Airlines, and time after time after time, whenever I had a weekend or time free, he'd take me to work with him, and I'd sit in a jump seat on a DC-3 or a Convair 240, and we'd fly all around the system, and then I'd ride back with him when I could. That was real special. I remember a trip that my dad, being in the aviation business, always had trouble making money. And he did a lot of things without any knowledge of the FAA. The FAA, the nearest FSDO was in Rochester. We were in Endicott, New York. And the FSDO used to publish an itinerary, and they would tell all the people in aviation when they were going to be at any particular spot. And so whenever they were going to be at Tri-Cities Airport, he stayed home, closed up the business, and didn't show up that day. But when he wasn't, he did all kinds of, he started a, I guess I'm getting off the point here. He decided he could make more money if he owned an airline. So he bought a Fairchild 24 and ran ads in a newspaper that he could fly from Endicott to Teterboro and back for 24 bucks. And he did that for almost a year. Decided he couldn't make any money in the airline business, so he quit, and then he tried something else, and he did that forever. But one of his money-making schemes was to, he bought a Norden Norseman, which is a big single-engine airplane. There's a picture of it over here right above the lamp. It's a silver airplane with a red cowling on it. And he rebuilt it after it had crashed, and we had to ferry it out to Meadowlark Field in San Diego. But on the way out, we stopped in, it had no radios, no comms, no navs. We got to Woodward, Oklahoma, and we tried to buy fuel, and we used up all of his 100 octane, used up all of his 80 octane, used up all of his auto gas, and he was out of gas. So we decided to try to go to the next, or he decided to go to the next airport. But before we got there, we were running low on gas, so we landed in the desert and taxied up to a filling station beside Route 66, passed 5-gallon cans of fuel from a pump up to the wing and poured it in and back to the pump, and made a big commotion along Route 66. We still couldn't get far enough. The next airport we came to had just been experienced a flash flood, and there was water on the runway. So we kept on going and headed for Albuquerque, but ran out of gas in a traffic pattern. Made a dead stick landing on runway, and they had to pull us in. Then leaving there, we tried to make it in 2 days. Leaving Albuquerque, it was nighttime, and we couldn't see very well because the prop seals leaked. And we had these big windows on each side of the airplane. You could put the window down and sit there at the elbow outside, like as if you're driving down the road in your 55 Chevy or something. But that was handy because the prop was spewing oil all over the windshield. We had gallons of oil in the back of the airplane. And so we each had a rag. We had to keep wiping off our windshield every few minutes so we could see where we were going. But at nighttime, it really didn't make much difference because we couldn't see much anyway. And I was navigating, he was flying, and apparently I was lost because I thought we were okay. And all of a sudden the airplane made a big 60-degree bang turn. And I said, "What's the matter?" And he just pointed out my window, and there was a big cliff going right by. And I finally figured out where we were, and I think that was Mormon Mesa. Every time I look on a map and see Mormon Mesa, I think we almost left our mark there on Mormon Mesa. So we went to Prescott, landed, and the next day, we tried it in the daylight. The next day, it worked a lot better. Flew through the Los Angeles basin with no radios, and just watched all the airplanes going by in every direction. It was really pretty amazing. And we got to Meadowlark Field and safe and sound, and that was more than I intended to say about that. But when I think about, when I try to remember what happened over 50 years, I remember two double engine failures, 5 or 6 single engine failures. I remember lots of students, lots of flight checks stand out. I remember getting my multi-engine in a C-45. I have an ATP, 4 type ratings, helicopter rating, ground instrument, multi-engine instructor, A&P and IA. And if I had to divide my life into different phases, I would have to say, in all honesty, the very best phase is this one right now here at White Plains. This is the best. Thank you. Some more cake. Oh, does anybody have any comments?
Steve's got that.
I got a comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds like we almost didn't get this award.
It's only what the FAA knows that counts.
You know, I'm glad that, Dick, that you spoke after me, because this was supposed to be a safety award.
Look, I've been safe all these years, not a scratch on me.
Well, I just want to join in congratulating Dick, and just remind those of you who are interested, I intend to drive to Myrtle Beach to the awards ceremony. So if there's anyone who would like to ride along with me, I'm just going to drive over in the morning and drive back after the ceremony. You're certainly welcome to go. So, anyone else? Comments?
That's February 9th.
February 9th, a Thursday.
And it'll be a luncheon award, so you can it'll be a luncheon award, so you can drive over in the morning and back in the afternoon, if you want to ride with Steve.
I never thought of that. Anybody else? Okay, more cake.
More cake. Please come and help yourself. Thank you all. Thank you. 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 That's enough.
Nice going, Dick.
Thank you. You know, I'm so surprised. I'm so glad everybody came. I'm really impressed at how many people showed up today. I wouldn't expect this many people at my funeral. So, thank you. They won't come. They won't come. Now you don't have to come to that.
Did you want to see?
I have more volunteer cakes.
I'm sorry I didn't have a lot of time to talk to you, but you know, we'll get together.
It was really nice under control. My dad, bless his heart, wouldn't let me land or take off because he claimed it was too directionally unstable.
That's got to be a picture of him up there.
That is.
Yeah. Mike, you go ahead. You talk
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm waiting for Phil. There comes Phil.
Steve, you wish you had one of those, didn't you? You bet. Well, I'm talking about the other Steve.
What do you mean? Wish I had one. Yeah, it might work better that way.